for the AFC Championship, and the road to a Super Bowl goes through Baltimore. It's the Bills and the Ravens, and it's all up next.
GA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Straight ahead, a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it should be a great one, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Hello, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The postseason continuing here on EA Sports. And, man, it is electric in here, and it should be conference championship time.
I don't know about you, but my butterflies in my stomach, they have iron wings in this one. And every guy I've ever talked to has all said the same thing. This game...
The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. From the gun, it's again to Cook. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still win the football and get enough yards to put themselves in a good spot on third down. And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
This 2nd and 4. Off the option, here's Henry. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore. They'll look to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
First down, here's the run with Cook.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. To the air, Allen.
Looking on the out route, he finds Shakir.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Allen. It's complete to Diggs. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 2nd down. Here's Allen. And complete right side to Cook. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Now Allen. And he is caught. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
So often how tackling has become almost a mascot in the NFL game. It's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Off the option, here's Henry. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are one game away from the Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got. And that's a heck of a run right there.
In motion left, Bateman.
Play action. It's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Jackson options out left. Shifts by him. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
The start of this game has me doing flashbacks and remembering when I was playing and seeing a similar start and seeing the head coach actually take a timeout and gather the whole team around him and tell him everybody to get it together. Let's get some focus going here, because maybe he just sensed that maybe the whole team wasn't ready to play.
Yeah, well, they've gone interception, now fumble.
Motion man is Shakir.
Here's Allen following the fumble recovery. Setting up the screen for Cook. Fighting him off. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
And Diggs will have a Bills first down as he'll get this down inside the 40.
Throwing now is Allen.
Now he fires deep for Shakir. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown on a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession.
And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Now Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews.
And Andrews going to have a Ravens first down as the tackle made right at the 30-yard line.
Jackson now.
That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Flowers going to go in motion right.
Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep.
And a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Jackson from the shotgun. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead them to 4th down.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Left side caught by Diggs. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now Allen.
Into the hands of the tight end, Dalton Kincaid.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Now 2nd and 5.
Allen gonna throw. And he finds Beasley complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 21. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw, it's Allen. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. They'll send the tight end in motion. Here's Allen to throw it.
Right back to Cook for another completion.
It'll be a gain of 5. 3rd and 7 now.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those and it'll be intercepted.
And the Ravens are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll start out here with the option left. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Keeps himself upright. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Ooh, with a juke. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10.
Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills.
And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Allen now looks to throw.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. Allen off the play fake. That escapes the sack.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. And in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down.
Has his man, it's Shakir.
And they will rally and stop him short of 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be 4th down. And his kick here is good. And the Bills will take a 3-0 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Skirts by him at the 35.
And he's going to have a Ravens 1st down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
To throw is Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Being chased out left. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
He was brought down by Terrell Bernard. 10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the Bills' 40-yard line.
Here's Jackson to throw. Complete. It's Henry. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. Second down and 4.
Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 19. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Again, Jackson has set up the screen for Henry. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Throwing is Jackson. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Andrews.
Well, the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stops short of the goal line down at the 2. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10, so now they can keep grinding out first downs and good things.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Ravens have taken the lead here in this AFC title game. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. So the potential could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Unable to corral him. He fights through.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
But first, time to look ahead to the NFC Championship coming up later today. And it should be a great one as well, as it's going to be one heck of a battle, that's for sure. We saw a terrific first half from the dual-threat quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He has a touchdown pass, and that amounted to the only touchdown of the game for either team thus far. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Raven offense set to start this 3rd quarter. And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
Second and 4 at the 33-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. He'll find Bateman once more. Jackson to Bateman there, first down Ravens.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Inside handoff, Henry. Give him 6 on the run. They're going to be faced now with a 3rd and 12.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
This will go to Henry out wide.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line.
The Bills offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more.
36 yards on the punt with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Throwing now is Allen. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
To the air, Allen. Going deep for Diggs. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
But when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
Now Allen.
And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time.
And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
After the interception, here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Now it's Jackson. Yet again, targeting and finding Mark Andrews. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll result in a fresh set of downs.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Henry, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
The quick feet fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
A near disaster there, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble and take it into the end zone.
I get a lack of focus there in order to lose the football, but how about his ability to fight off the panic, refocus, and get it back?
Extra point splits the uprights and pushes the lead up to 11. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense.
And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time.
Yeah, everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, an interception's result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
Now Jackson.
Finds his man over the middle. It's likely.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down.
Off the option, here's Henry.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
They'll try and run the option.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They'll try to run forward with Henry. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry, a 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Ravens continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead.
You think back to some of the great goal line bruisers of the past, the Earl Campbells, the John Riggins, the Marshawn Lynches. I think you can put Derrick Henry right in that group as he scores there with another patented Derrick Henry run.
Point after, right down the middle. The lead is up to 18 now. 5 plays there on that drive. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
This to the tight end, Kincaid. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 2nd and 5.
Here's Allen.
To the right side here, caught by Kincaid.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Give to Cook out of the gun. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Allen going to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
In motion, the tight end. To throw, it's Allen.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 29-yard line. 1 quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. From the gun, it's Allen.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Allen now looks to throw. And Beasley with it over the middle. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Bills are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point right down the middle, and it makes the score 21-10. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it culminates in a Bills touchdown.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. And the pieces have fallen into place to this point. They've got a 2-score lead in the 4th quarter. A berth to the Super Bowl resting on their ability to see this one through to the end.
They go play action now. Jackson.
They're looking deep here for Flowers.
And that is incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Here's Jackson. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get the...
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Pick made by Terrell Bernard.
And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
The Bills are lining up for a 2-point conversion.
They're going to try and run. But he will not get in here. He stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for two, and they did.
Oh, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Ravens ready to take over. And the pressure mounting with every passing minute. It's palpable right now. They're on top in the fourth quarter, clinging to that lead. A potential Super Bowl berth resting on their ability to manage the clock and manage that small lead to about the 35, second down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
They'll run it again with Henry. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. To throw is Jackson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Beginning this series with a handoff to Cook.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Allen.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And down he'll go at the 25. The Bills on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Allen. That is caught. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Allen to Diggs there for a Buffalo first.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Motion man is Shakir.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Shakir hauls it in. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Now flags will come in. One of the Bills got going a little early. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
Here's Allen to throw it. After the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Allen setting up the screen for Cook. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The Bills send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the second time. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
They set up the screen for Henry. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Jackson. This one caught by his tight end Andrews. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now it's Jackson.
And he'll go right back to Andrews.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
27-yard line.
Delay of game, offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still 1st down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Jackson options out left. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Henry up the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Jackson to throw.
And he'll get this underneath to Henry.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
It's now 3rd and 2.
Throwing now is Jackson.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Get that 1st down, fellas.
They'll try and run the option. And he has the Ravens 1st down, and it would appear that that's going to be the one to do it.
Gain of 4 yards. That's another
take a knee here and cue the celebrations. They are off to
Action Jackson to the Super Bowl.
And with this win, an AFC championship, they have reached the most hallowed ground in all of sports.
That means they are the best in their conference. What an incredible feeling for this team to go through the entire season and come out on top and now go to the Super Bowl for the right to be called world champion.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gunn, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.